Hi, my name is Lyndal Larkin, and I'd like to first thank Patty and my colleague Shannon for introducing me to Patty and this opportunity to be part of Women That Amaze. It's an incredible honor, and I'm so grateful. Thank you so much. I'm a life coach. I'm also the Director of Human Resources for the North America division of a global travel retailer. And I think throughout my career, I've always been driven by my calling to help people find it, own it, and live it every single day, whatever it is. And I think that really stems from my core belief in possibility and that anything is possible. I've always loved traveling. I had the opportunity to travel as a child with my family, and my mother loves to tell the story that I drew a picture of an airplane when I was a small child, and it had a female pilot with long, blonde flowing hair out the side window, and she asked me if I had ever seen a female pilot, and I said no, but she could if she wanted to be. And I think that that idea of possibility and anything being possible is something that has shaped and guided me in both my personal and my professional life from my childhood onward. So I think of the young women that may be watching this video today, and I have three pieces of advice for you. One is believe in possibility. Be bold in your belief in possibility and be open to all of the possibilities that are out there. I've always loved flying, and I started taking flying lessons when I was 16. I obtained my private pilot's license, and my intent was to be a commercial airline pilot. I went to college and started working on my commercial license, and between my sophomore and junior year, I decided that I wanted to take a little break and find some sort of summer job that would be a little bit different and unique. And in the newspaper, I found a posting for a tour guide position leading 14-day bus tours through the Canadian Rockies. And I had no experience in this at all, but I applied for it. And amazingly enough, I got an interview. And I went in for the interview, and after about 20 minutes with the director of operations, he was very polite, and he thanked me for my enthusiasm and my belief that I could do the job. But he basically told me that I was not qualified, and he was really looking for someone that had experience in researching and writing their own commentary and managing the logistical and operational aspects of a tour. And he invited me to keep in touch with him. He said, keep in touch, over the course of the next few months, and we'll see what the possibilities are toward the beginning of the tour season in June. This was in March. So I went home and I wrote down on my calendar for every Friday a reminder to call him. And I literally called him every single Friday for 2 months straight. I probably drove him crazy. I wanted to reiterate my enthusiasm in the position and how badly I wanted it. And lo and behold, by mid-May, I was offered a training tour to go out for 1 week with a seasoned tour guide and do a bit of training and see if it was something that was actually a possibility for me. That was the beginning of several seasons of tour guiding in the Canadian Rockies, and even more importantly, it redirected my entire career. Because I was open to that possibility, I explored the idea that maybe being a pilot wasn't the right fit for me. I realized in that role that I loved to talk and interact with people and make them smile and create positive, joyful opportunities for them, and that amount of talking would probably not be legally or safely allowed in the cockpit of an airplane. And so I redirected my career and I moved into hospitality. And through that, I had some absolutely incredible experiences that I wouldn't trade for the world. I had the opportunity to work aboard ships. I worked in the corporate offices of cruise lines. I worked for hotel companies and was able to travel the world, opening new hotels, training at existing properties, and I even co-owned a restaurant. Somewhere in there, I attended a training session with one of the hotels, and I watched the learning and development manager that was leading this training program, and it was as if a little light bulb went off, and I knew that was the next step for me. And within a year, I had moved into human resources and into a learning and development role, and that was really the first step of my career in HR. And I think being open to the possibilities has continued to guide me as I have grown my career and shifted into different specialty areas and generalist roles, and still held true to my core belief of being able to hopefully have a positive impact on individuals and the time that they spend at work in their adult lives. So my second piece of advice is to find your own voice, find your own style. I spent many years thinking that I needed to act or be a certain way for a certain audience. I was a victim of bullying in school, and I came into the workforce feeling as if I needed to be a very certain way. And it took me a long time to recognize and appreciate that there was great value in being true to my own core values and who I know myself to be in my own style, whatever my setting. And I would really encourage those of you listening to recognize that and recognize what value there is. Also recognize that you may not be everyone's best friend. Everyone may not like that, but when you're true to you and you hold true to that core, that's where the power is and the opportunity. My final piece of advice is to follow your heart, follow your intuition. Everyone will have an opinion. Many people will offer advice, and I would encourage you to listen to that and take that input and weigh that with what you know to be true. But don't lose sight of what you know to be true for you and where you're being guided by your own knowing within yourself. So in closing, be bold in your belief of possibility. Find your own style, find your own voice, and believe and trust in your intuition and your inner guidance. Life is short. You get one go around. Dream big and make the most of it. Thank you so much.